Monday!
Happy Monday!
So today we are going to be making, you're doing great. We're going to be making my sneaky meatballs, but instead of meatball form, we're going to make it into a meatloaf. It's basically the same thing, it's just you're putting it into a loaf. And because I haven't made a meatloaf in a long time, so that's what we're going to have for dinner. Yeah. Not yet, not yet. We're in the middle of our cooking show. Okay, so meatloaf, as well as I promised a few people that I would show you what the second flavor for kombucha. Today we're going to be doing my favorite, which is Pina Colada flavor, which is basically pineapple and coconut extract. So I'll show you how I do that. Okay, so we're going to do the meatloaf first. I had a bunch of zucchini and I thawed out some shredded zucchini that I had frozen a couple months ago, and I thought this would be a good time to make meatloaf, especially since we haven't made any. My daughters got pretty tired of the meatballs there for a while because that's all that I was making. The meatballs were everywhere. They were in our fridge, they were in our oven, they were in our freezer. But I loved them. I mean, the recipe is super easy and it's great for kids, especially any picky eaters that you can't get them to eat enough vegetables. You just throw vegetables in there. Today, the vegetables that we have are zucchini and carrots, but I've done it with broccoli, I've done it with celery. So today we're gonna do it. Ready? Okay, can you put these in there? Yep. So I've got, go ahead, I've got the shredded zucchini, and that Scarlett is in charge of here. Yeah, and then also I went ahead and put in my food processor carrots and onion. In the recipe it does call for, calls for red onion. I didn't have any red onions today, so I still had onions from my parents' garden. So I used that. Okay, can you put that in there? And then almond flour, just to help kind of keep everything together, as well as a couple eggs. And then we're going to season it with salt and oregano and some pepper, which, yep, keep going, you're good, yep. So oregano, cumin, salt, and then we'll throw some pepper in there too. To give it more, yeah, that's perfect. To give it a little bit more flavor too, you can always add ketchup. I've done that before, and yeah, Zeus does like the meatloaf, whereas usually our dog is walking around here, seeing if we drop any crumbs for him.
Yeah. I got the best pizza ever of my pizza.
Therefore, I mean, I probably shouldn't say this. There for a while, I tried to avoid making meatloaf because I don't know if some people have seen the movie. It's not kid friendly, but old school. I didn't want my husband yelling at me to get the meatloaf. I feel like I have a few people on here that'll appreciate that. Okay, so it is kind of, you want to stir it? Okay. Yeah, go ahead, stir it. So we're just mixing, everything together. It's pretty easy to mix. I had ground turkey instead of beef. I forgot to tell you, there was ground turkey in here. And it still tastes just as good. So what I was saying about the ketchup, you can either do ketchup in it, or I grew up where I always thought it was ketchup on the top. I don't know if that was actually ketchup. I think my mom made like a tomato-based or tomato paste that she spread on top of it. You can do that and then sprinkle it with sesame seeds. Yeah, you can have them. All right, so I'm just going to take my rings off. Nothing, I don't like having raw meat on my rings. So we're going to just pour this on the pan, and then I'm going to shape it into a loaf. Or you can easily put it into a loaf pan. But this is what I grew up on. I know for a fact we had loaf pans, but for whatever reason, no touching. This is yucky for right now. So we're just going to spread it out. And in my cookbook, for the meatballs, it's like 20-25 minutes. But for meatloaf, you're going to cook it for a little bit longer. I would start, it's probably around 40 minutes. You can have a pineapple. And then here it is. Wash my hands. Yeah, sure. Okay, so this is going to be our dinner tonight. Well, now we are going to do the kombucha.
How many I can do?
Well, this is what you're going to do. So my kombucha is well past ready to harvest. So we are going to flavor it, because I usually put a splash of kombucha in the smoothies for the girls and for us. So I just cut up some pineapple. Okay, you're going to put pineapple in each one of these, okay? Put 3 pineapple in each one. So Scarlett's going to put chopped pineapple. Yeah, 2 more. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then put some more. Nope, and the next one. And I have coconut extract. This one I ordered off of Amazon. It's because I don't like the imitation extracts. They just have a lot more preservatives in them, and they don't have that good of a taste. So oh, this smells so good. I just ordered on Amazon a pure coconut extract. So you're not putting much in there. You're just putting maybe a couple drops, maybe 1/4 teaspoon. And then if you don't have chopped pineapples, which I got pineapples specifically for, good, now do some more. Yep, put more in each one of them. So this, I'm not lying, it tastes so great. Like, if you don't like kombucha because of the taste, I recommend getting a coconut pineapple or Pina Colada. No, let's just put all these in there, right? Just spread them out. If you don't have chopped pineapple, like I was saying, you can put pineapple juice. You could also, this is how I do my second flavor. Okay, hold on. You might have enough in these. Okay, you can eat those. So, I do this flavor the most, yeah, that's fine, as well as like a frozen berry flavor, where I'll just, whenever you have jars like this, I'll just fill up berries just where the label starts. And yes, I do frozen berries, or if I don't really have berries on hand, I might have fruit juice, like usually a blend of fruit juice. I'll put on the bottom, again, saying you just put where the label comes up. Yes, perfect, good job. That's good instructions. And it's usually about 2 cups. So when you're first starting out with kombucha, like I said before, no, this is going to be a little bit messier. before you jump right into having 2 cups a day, I would say 1 cup a day and spread it out throughout the day. So once this, I'll just put these straight into the fridge, and the flavors will come out after a day.
This one.
Yeah. And then it will be delicious. That's why I keep my old kombucha jars for this very reason, so I can flavor them.
And then this one.
Okay. Before you pour all these in, you want to make sure you're keeping 1.5 to 2 cups of the liquid if you're going to be making another batch of kombucha. I did a kombucha tutorial a couple weeks ago, I believe. So you can go back to that video and see how I did it.
Mom, is it this?
But I can quickly walk you through it again. So I boiled 12 to 14 cups of water, and then turn it off, and then add 1 cup of the organic cane sugar.
Put this in on that.
Sure. And then 8 tea bags. So you can use, I use green tea. You can use black tea. I would recommend either black or green tea. I wouldn't go with white. There's other fermentations, I think, with white tea. So once it's off of the heat, you're adding 1 cup of sugar, you're adding the tea bags, and then just let it get to room temperature. Put that into a, no, I guess we could have, it's okay. Put the cooled liquid, the cooled tea in a big jar, like a pickle jar. And yeah, that's fine. Very careful. Yeah. And then you just cover it with I have like an older crocheted washcloth. Cover that with a rubber band to secure it, and then put that underneath your cabinet or in your cabinet, and let it ferment for a good 7 to 10 days, just depending on the weather. The hotter,
Oh my goodness.
no, that's okay. Oh, let's put a splash of this. Didn't have any more pineapple. 7 to 10 days, just leave it, don't even think about it, and then you pull it back out, and that's where you can do the flavoring like I just did. So I'm putting the starter, I set aside 2 cups, putting it back into my jar that has my SCOBY in it. Yeah, go ahead. And I'll have to, hold on, it's not on there, it's not on there. I'll have to wait till my tea cools down, and then once that's cooled down, I'll just pour the whole tea, take the tea bags out and pour the tea into this jar. And then again, for 7 to 10 days, although this past time was 14 days. So that's okay. That's why I went a little extra with my flavoring. If it goes too long, your kombucha will tend to taste a little bit more vinegary. So that's okay. Still good for you. Okay, so that is.
But I love you. Bye.
That is all we have today. So we had our meatloaf and our Pina Colada Kombucha. You want to say anything else? Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
You have a good day.
We do. We hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again for joining us. And
I hope you join us again.
yes, join us again next Monday. My oldest is in school now, so it's just me and Scarlett just hanging out doing cooking stuff. So yes, now it's lunchtime. So you guys have a great week, and we will see you next week.